Pops. I'm Allie,
I'm Sydney.
and we are back for a special episode. We're doing things a little differently this time. Instead of talking about celebrity gossip, we're going to be talking about what we've been watching lately, a little watch roundup for us.
Yeah.
So, we talked before and we found we watched four, I think four of the same shows in like
Yeah.
the past 2 weeks. And we're gonna go through each of them and yeah, we'll be sharing our thoughts. So, okay, let's get started with Netflix's special documentary about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, America's Sweethearts. I when I heard they did like a show about that, I was like, what? And then it's actually really good.
So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
high quality documentary, which I think is really funny just because obviously it was the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders making the team, the reality
Yes.
show. And
Oh, which
so
was terrible, I've seen. Like,
terrible. So
like,
funny though.
no,
It,
yeah.
but it's like terrible to the girls. Like
Yeah,
they
it's like not politically
were
correct at all.
mean and
Yeah.
so all the way up to the end. Like it's not like this was like ended, like they stopped being politically incorrect or like talking with their bodies like in
Yeah.
2022 or like 2002. No, 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 no. When the show ended in 2018 or 2019, they were still doing this.
Oh my God. I didn't know the show ran for so long. I thought it was like a one and done
Like
thing.
18 seasons, I'm pretty sure.
No way. It was on
Yeah.
CMT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus, if you got it, you can go binge watch
Okay, I
it.
might go tune in because Kelsey sent me a clip of it because she and I were talking about it because one
Yeah.
of the girls, Victoria, is from her
Yeah.
hometown, and she like her family like kind of knows that family, which is just so weird because like like it's just like a
Yeah.
weird connection and it's like in like Cop Hell, which is so like random, you know?
No, they had a quote, or like maybe I
Yeah.
saw it on social media, but someone was just
Yeah.
like, Cobell's like the center of the universe. Like if you're like everyone. And it's so true because
Yeah.
Ryan, our friend, was doing my senior photos and like
Yes.
literal Copa High School pulled up in a bus as we're drinking the fountain. He goes, "That's my high school."
Oh
We're
my
three
God.
hours away, babe. 3 hours away. I
I
just want to
literally
take some fountain
never
photos.
heard of it until I met Kelsey.
The-
And then I met
yeah,
Ryan. And then, yeah, one of the Dallas
yeah,
Cowboys cheerleaders. Like, I texted Kelsey and I was like, is this girl your literal neighbor? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen these houses.
yeah.
And yeah, but anyway, uh, yeah, like it's so interesting. I only got 3 episodes in. I'm on episode 4,
Okay.
but they definitely still have some of those bad elements of the team, I think. Like the comments about the uniforms and how they do you remember when they were like, "Oh, like when you get your uniform, like they're like tailor made for each of them. When you get that one uniform, it's not like you can get more." So
Yeah.
like even if you gain like muscle
Yeah.
or you gain weight or anything, like your
Or like you just
risk
go through
for
your 20s. Like everyone knows your
yes,
20s is like your second puberty, and that's like how old they are. And it's just like you
yes.
can't even grow into your 20s or your 30s.
Yeah, literally. Or like it's just so, or like what if you have like a terrible surgery?
Yeah.
Like we usually gain or lose weight during those
Yeah.
things or a sickness, you know? It's like that part was like that kind of didn't sit right with me. And then the only other part that I really was kind of like, ooh, was okay, well, there's two I can think of. When they had the judges, this one random like influencer who was judging. First of
Yeah.
all, the
Yeah.
why are there so many random judges?
I know.
Like, yeah,
I
but
don't
this one guy made a comment about one of the veteran girls trying out for the team again, and he was like, "Oh, she's great, but like it looks like she gained weight in her face." And I remember my jaw like dropped to the floor. I was like,
which was
"Oh my
crazy for
God."
him to say because
Yes.
he was supposed to be like this life coach influencer. Like he was
Mhm.
some like motivational speaker guy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and you're gonna talk about her like that? Like,
Yes. Like that's
so
terrible. Sometimes
yeah.
people's faces just get puffy too. Like
Yeah.
when I like the
Yeah.
other day I woke up, my face looked so swollen and it like wouldn't go down for hours. Like sometimes it just happens. Like the
Happens.
way you sleep or like
Yeah.
something here, like it just happens. But like that was crazy to me. And then the other thing was when the girls who had already made it to training camp were trying on the uniforms, there was this one girl, she's like gorgeous. She's like really thin, like Kendall Jenner
Yeah.
body type, and her belly button was higher up, and she has, like, a super flat stomach, and they were, like, critiquing that like crazy because apparently her torso was too long, so
No,
her belly button was too high above the shorts, and I was like, "No one cares that much."
no, no,
No
no one
one's
does.
watching that much, you know?
But no, it's, like,
Yeah.
actually insane, like, just how
Yeah.
much, like, thought they put into this. I mean, like, the cheerleaders do look great, like, on the field,
Yes.
it all comes together beautifully, but, like,
Yeah.
it really is all in those little details. It's just, like it's, like, so terrible to, like, be
Yes.
entertained, like, hearing it almost, but it's also, like, they make it entertaining in a way, like, I don't know how to explain
Yeah.
it, but you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's like you're, like, so intrigued
But I'm, like exactly.
learning about.
But I'm
Yeah.
just, like I'm more, like I just, like, feel so bad for the girls because 'cause I'm, like, "You should not have to hear about your body like this," but it's also
Yeah.
they always, like, put it as, like, it's their fault too, and I'm, like, "It's not your
Yes. They're
fault."
like,
It's just, like it's just the image of the brand is this, like, one particular person and body shape that it's,
yeah.
like, if you don't just fit that, like, little thing, like, it's just, like, it's not you, it's them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and it sucks, like, I totally like, I even like, other dance companies and stuff are like that, I've heard, you
Yeah.
know? But other than that, like, the main coach, the, like, redheaded woman, she
Mm,
doesn't
Kelli.
seem, like, that terrifying. Like, I was expecting her to be really mean, but at least in
Yeah.
this, she seems to care about the girls, you know?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the blonde
This
one kinda
one definitely
scares me.
showed a really good side of
Yeah.
Kelli. Yeah, Judy is always terrifying, always will be.
Really?
She is terrifying, but yeah, no. What I really liked about this show, though, I feel like it had, like, this balance almost of, like, celebrating the Dallas Cowboy
Yeah.
cheerleaders, like, honoring the tradition and, like, how they started and, like, looking back at history and just, like, to where we are now and really upholding the brand and the beauty
Yeah.
of it all. But it also did show, like, the ugly side of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, like, especially, like, through, like, Victoria's story and, like, you're
Oh,
seeing girls
image. Yeah.
crying, getting cut
Yeah.
on the very last night of training camp, one over her height. Like, you're just
Yeah.
seeing, like, all these, like the more ugly side of everything, or,
Yeah.
like, later in the show, we're not at yet, but there was, like, sexual harassment claims and stuff
Oh
like
my
that, like, just, like, from being this, like, image, so it's kinda
yeah.
like I really liked how, like, the show, though, was able to, like, honor both sides of that, like, they
Yeah.
weren't just tearing down the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders because
Yeah.
they are, like, this traditional I mean, I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan, like I don't really follow the cheerleaders, but it is, like, an iconic brand,
Yeah, you
but
know who the cheerleaders
also
are.
showing,
Yeah.
like, with that iconic brand does come, like, these more ugly sides that, like, aren't
Yeah.
on the surface, especially the
Yeah.
pay. The
The
pay
pay, I
for
was
cheerleader.
shocked. I was shocked, and then
Yeah.
they had Jerry Jones's, like, the owner of the Cowboys. I didn't know if that was his wife or his daughter, but she's the chief of
Charlotte's
the
his daughter.
his daughter? Okay.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, they're not paid well, but they get" like, her argument was they get to be a part of this team and a
Yep.
community and a fan base and, like, like, this is a once in a lifetime thing to be a part of it, and I'm like, "Okay, but you could say the exact same thing for the football players who are on the Dallas Cowboys, and
Making
they're getting paid
so much
millions."
you can say
Yeah.
that about yourself.
Yes.
Hey, nepo baby. I'm still on the team. Like, please,
Like, it
please.
blew my mind. I always figured that these girls had to be making pretty good pay, like, not like the
Right?
football player salaries because those
Yeah.
are ridiculous, but, like, the fact that there's the one girl who's, like, the one of the team captains, and this was her
Yeah.
2nd job, which I think is pretty normal for all of them, but she's a nurse and then goes or the girl who's in
Yeah.
training camp who is the orthodontist?
Yes, Anisha. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like, it's insane. Like,
yeah,
that it's not the sole thing they could make the living off of, you
no,
know?
and they still have
Which
to come to, like, camp and to the season, like,
yes.
fully dressed for practice, like, hair, makeup done,
Yeah.
and it's like, when do they have the time in the day?
Yeah, when do they sleep?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but I just remember my dad and I were watching it together, and my dad is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, and he was like we were watching, like, how intensive the tryout thing was, and he was like, "Damn, like, as much as I love the team and the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders,
Yeah.
none of this as a fan ever crosses my mind,
Oh.
but, like, it's insane to see how much thought goes into just the selection
Yeah.
process, which is crazy, you
Well,
know?
like, we used to have, like, NFL, like, season tickets for the Miami Dolphins when we lived there,
Mhm.
and my so I was watching with my mom and dad, and they were like, "I've just never even, like, noticed the cheerleaders," and, like,
Yeah.
maybe that's just 'cause, like, we're from Canada and, like, this real
Yeah.
football culture there. But it
Yeah.
was like they were like, we don't even like notice them. Like it's not really
Yeah.
something like that part. That's the part when we go get like the popcorn or like the
Yeah.
drink. And I was
Halftime.
like,
Yeah.
that's valid. But I'm like,
No,
now I'm
it's
like,
true.
I need to pay attention more because they're still
Yeah.
doing a good job and they're working so hard.
Yeah.
So I'm like glad
No,
that we had to see like just how much effort goes into that because it really
right?
does.
And they're really talented. Yeah. Like they're
Dancers.
trained dancers, which was something I
Yeah.
didn't either. Like I
No.
thought, I don't know if I'm putting this into the right words, but I was trying to explain it to my dad. It's like, okay, they're not like competitive cheer like the camps we'd see
No.
when, like high school, you know? They're
Yeah.
like trained dancers who went to dance competitions and like competitively and like were a part of dance clubs and stuff, which I didn't think was what they were. Like I thought they were girls who were in those like, and I think it could be they also are from those camps, like those cheer leagues and stuff, but like it seems like it's more so like trained like
Yeah.
actual choreographers and dancers and stuff, which I literally never even
Yeah.
crossed my mind that's what it was.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm excited to finish it. Like it just got too late, so we couldn't watch the rest of it. But I really like. I'm already attached to so many of them. If like more of them get cut, I'm gonna be really sad.
Oh, so they
Yeah.
don't have the final decision yet? Oh yeah, that's episode
No.
4. Oh, the final 2 cuts, I was really shocked about. You're
Oh
gonna be shocked.
God.
The final 2
Okay.
cuts are crazy.
Okay. Oh
Um,
God. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
scared.
yeah,
I wonder if this is gonna bring them more fame though, like when the Dallas Cowboys play in the
yeah,
upcoming year, like who's still on the squad. Like I wonder
right?
if they're gonna get more air time.
Well, I've already seen like more like clips on TikTok of like the girls trying out this year because they're having tryouts right now. Like it's training.
Oh, wow.
And so,
Yeah.
there has been some returning girls, so I'm, like, hoping
Oh,
for
cool.
them, if
Yeah.
I get cut that they, like, are able to get on. Like, 2 of the girls I was really cheering for that got cut, they they're back, so I'm happy that
Oh, good. Okay, good.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
that show is actually really good. I hope they do more. I feel like it was
Yeah.
an answer to the gap that Cheer never came back with. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
like I remember that was like 2020 or something. Like Cheer
yeah.
like blew up on Netflix,
Yep.
but
More
did they
Texas.
ever? Yeah, did they ever get a season two? I don't think
It
they did.
did,
It
but
did.
there was, like, controversy around
Well,
it.
the guy was in
Yes.
like really bad like child
Yeah.
like stuff. Yeah.
Yup.
So yeah. So the show kind of had to stop it, I think. Because he was one of the most popular members of the show. And like I felt like you couldn't
Exactly.
go on without him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. But yeah, I feel like this like filled the gap that Cheer
Yeah.
had left, you know? So
Exactly.
yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Um, but should we move on to a show I know you and I rant about over text all the time? um, it is time to talk about the Kardashians. Sid, Allie, stop talking to each other. Your sister's literally going to jail.
Literally,
I love saying that all
season
the
5
time.
needs jail.
It does. It does. It's pissing me
It
off.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
pissing me off. Like, I oh my God, like, it makes my skin crawl. How many times can they say, "Kim's just so busy," and that Chloe doesn't wanna leave her house, she just
Never wants
loves
to
being
leave the
with her
house.
kids,
Yep.
and Courtney's actually giving us something. I will argue that Courtney's actually giving us stuff. She's living life,
She really
and she
has just been pregnant, but she's been working
yeah,
on it. She was
but
out
she's
there making an audiobook, out
yes.
there, like, shopping, she was making a scrapbook, it was weird.
Yeah,
It did have a
she, like
blood vial in it, but we'll move on from that. Um,
and she and Travis are in the show, and of course,
yeah.
yeah, it's all kind of revolving around them being pregnant, but there was the baby shower, and even though Courtney had
Yeah.
literal COVID, they made the
Had to
drama
sit
out
in
of
the
it
middle of
anyway.
the party, like, off
Yes.
to the side.
Yeah. Or like I know like last
Yeah.
episode, didn't Chris go to Courtney's house after Courtney had the baby? And
Yeah,
like they were talking about the Met Gala or some big event she was going to. I
yeah,
can't remember. And then like at least Courtney's trying. And then
yeah.
Chris, I would argue Chris, Kylie, and Kendall are carrying this season on their
Oh,
backs.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The OG girls are just not doing it for me
They're
anymore.
not. The sisters
Yeah.
are not like Kendall and Kylie, they're just having the best moments.
Yes.
Just arguably in the whole season, like, it's so funny. I loved the callback they did to, in the latest episode of, Kendall's cucumber cutting when they
Oh,
were making their
cucumber.
little cooking app.
Yes.
That
That
was
was
really
so
cute.
funny.
Yeah.
No, so I loved when the Golden Bachelor showed up and Kendall saw
But then Chris was just talking his ear off and then asked
Yeah.
about getting, like, an ear, like, what are those called? Like a hearing aid.
Yeah, the hearing
Like,
aid.
girl, that's so
No,
funny.
Chris is always, like, asking the most unhinged questions, but, like, that's good TV.
It's
And,
good
like
TV, it works.
yeah, I genuinely feel like you and I would have the best dinner if we got invited to, like, a dinner with Kendall and Chris.
Right?
I feel like the vibes would be off the charts because,
I'd
like,
be ready.
no, literally, I don't stand by the Kendall's a mean girl narrative.
No.
Like, I hate that that's, like, a thing on TikTok and stuff. Like, she seems like she's nice, and, like, I get
I
people
only
like, "She's
get
a
good
bitch,"
vibes. I mean, I'm only
but,
seeing what
like
they cut in their show, but, like,
yeah.
I only get good vibes.
I only get good vibes from her, and, like, people will argue she's, like, a pick me girl and stuff, and I'd be like, "Okay, like, at least she's, like, actually giving us something, though."
But she's
Yeah,
giving content. Every single episode, she has something new to say, and I wish
Kendall's
the
got
other
something
girls could say the same because they can't.
yeah,
So,
like okay, well, like, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Chloe and Kim. There's tension between them at this point, which I'm loving.
finally, we're getting some drama, like, with
Yes.
this trip. I loved how you put it the other day over text. You were like, "The trips were always the best part because that's where all the
Yeah,
drama unfolds." And I was like,
yeah,
"That's what
like,
the
shit
show's
goes
been
down.
missing."
Yeah.
So I'm so happy they're skiing.
Yeah.
Kylie left her family to die on a plane, but, you
It's
know,
so funny. It's
I was
so
like
funny.
I'm like she's like, "I'm just getting really bad vibes, I can't do this, guys, I'm gonna go home to my kids," and it's like, "That's fine, but, like, do you remember your sister and mother are on that plane too, like, you really just left them to die." Like, I guess it was their own decision to say, but, like, the way you put that, it was just weird.
She was already so over the "I'm so busy and I don't wanna leave my kids" drama that she
Like,
was like,
I
"I'll
just
come to
know
the"
there's gonna be a fight. I'm, like,
Yeah,
just so confused, like, what they're fighting over. Cause like, okay, they're talking about
yeah,
going to, like, that person's house, and they're at
yeah.
the little party, and Chloe's, like, FaceTiming her daughter and just showing her around, which, whenever I'm in, like, a rich person's home, like, I am taking
I'm
photos and sending them
yeah,
to my mom. Like,
yeah.
immediately,
No,
I'm
that's
like,
how you do
"Look
it.
where I
Yeah,
am right now." So for
yeah,
me, I was like, "Okay, normal."
yeah. Like,
Apparently
what's the
not.
big deal? Yeah. Kim something's going on with Kim, okay? Like,
Yeah,
there's just been a shift, like an energy shift in the
yeah,
latest season where, like, suddenly she's, like, talking about her kids like she doesn't wanna hang out with them.
yeah,
And, like yeah, like, how she, like, only brings North to things, and then, yeah, she was so, like, appalled that Chloe would answer this FaceTime call from, like, what, her, like, 5, 6-year-old daughter?
literally.
Like, what if her daughter's, like, freaking out and needs to talk to her mom? Like, is it
Yeah.
really the end of the world? Like, it's not like Chloe's the guest of honor at this place, you know?
No,
Chloe's
it
just
wasn't even
chilling.
for her. Also,
Yeah.
it's like a For Lifers event, so, like, it was just Kim's friends.
Yes.
Is it really a big
Like
deal?
and was it the end of the like, okay, like, I could get maybe if Chloe was on the phone the whole night with her kid,
No,
like,
or,
why
like,
don't
when they're
you go
eating
home?
dinner. Yeah,
Yeah, like, why don't you just go home if it's, like, a problem or if you're not
yeah.
wanting to be here? But, like, if she steps away for 20, 30 minutes, like, what's the big deal?
What's the
You
issue?
know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Like,
so weird.
yeah, I don't know, I don't get it, and, like, I like Chloe a lot, and I usually am such a fan of Chloe's story, but, like, just how many times can we say, "Kim's so busy and Chloe wants to stay home?" Like, it's this
Literally.
thing every episode.
It's the whole story, and I'm like,
I feel
"Wow."
yeah, I feel like I
Exactly.
wait like, I watch it, and then I text you the second it's mentioned, and it's maybe not
Literally.
even 5 minutes into each
Oh,
episode. I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh,
Okay.
it
She's
happened."
busy. So it's got all her shows to Netflix.
Yes, and, like, is Kim gonna be in them? Like, is
I
Kim an
was really
actress now?
confused about that too, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and, like, Kim was acting like she was so surprised that people wanted it, but I'm like, "Dude, if Kim Kardashian walks into a pitching meeting
Yeah.
and wants to be in a movie, yeah, Netflix is gonna buy that,
They're
okay?
gonna
Because
be
she's
like,
got the star power, like, you
literally.
know?
Yeah.
But, okay, I hope is the next episode the finale?
Is it? I
I
thought we
don't
were only,
remember.
like, 6 episodes in.
Yeah, the seasons are short, which I also kinda hate.
True. Wait, let me look this up. Next one's episode 7. Doesn't say that it's the finale, so I don't think it is.
Okay. Okay, good.
It's like
Like I think
I think we're
I
gonna 10 episodes. So yeah, I think we're
okay,
gonna
good.
be like 4 more. But yeah.
Okay, good. Because I really need the drama to pick up at this house because they are forced to talk to one another.
Yeah.
And like it looks like they just want to rip each other's eyes out.
I know. They were like coming for each other. I really expected Chris to go on Team Chloe since they're like besties, but like she was really taking Kim's side this episode. I
Oh,
was
I didn't
like,
even notice.
you know, she
Like,
was like, they're like, well, Chloe, you're always doing this. She likes her kids. Like her
like,
kids are at a formative age, and they're all
yes,
being like, "Ugh, she just wants to go do pickup and like not fly to Paris for 6 hours."
right?
And it's like, hey, so like her kids are like super young. Their
Yeah.
father just moved out of state. Like,
And the newborn, right? They
yeah,
have a
yeah,
they have an infant.
yeah,
Yeah.
an infant in the house. And they have
Yes.
again, she's a single mom right now. Like her husband is in another
Yeah.
state.
I
But
don't
it's
think she uses nannies as like, and
no, she
Kim
doesn't.
uses nannies pretty full time. Yeah.
Mhm. And so that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's just like, is there an issue that she wants to go pick up her daughter from school?
Yeah, like what's the problem? Okay, like
Like, yeah.
the only thing I'm complaining about is that we just keep mentioning the same thing.
Yeah, I
It's not
just
that
don't want to
I have,
hear about it
yeah,
anymore.
yeah, like I don't have a problem that Chloe likes to do that though, you know?
No.
Like, yeah, like, and I
That's
think
what
you're
my
the
mom and
same
I
way.
say
Yeah,
every time. We're like
yeah.
screaming at the TV. It's like, is it a big deal?
Yes, like
About the
why does
kids?
she have to keep defending herself to her
Yeah.
family about this? Like she shows up for y'all's events, she comes to dinner, but if
Yeah.
she wants to spend day to day with her kids and not shooting a Netflix show or
Yeah.
being on the cover of a magazine or doing whatever else
Yeah.
they do, like what, how is that hurting you?
What's the
Y'all
issue?
are billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Makes no sense.
yeah, it pisses me off. I'm like, okay, like in the real world, like, yeah, she would be at home with her kids, especially like True's like what, like 5 or 6, and then they
Yeah.
have the newborn kid. Like True doesn't have like a friend, like built-in friend to play with yet. Like
No.
how I feel like Kim and Courtney's kids kind of are all
Yeah.
a certain age. Like,
Yeah.
what is True gonna do?
Well, and
You know?
then Courtney takes a
Yeah.
full month just
Yes.
with her baby
Yeah.
inside, like
I mean, I'll
secluded.
say anything.
It's fine. But
Yeah.
the complaints about that, that of course
Yeah.
the whole month secluded. Also, they acted like that was crazy. Y'all never heard of maternity leave? Everyone
Yeah.
does. This is the normal thing to just do with your baby after it's born because it was just
Yeah.
born.
And yeah.
So
And Courtney's gonna need time to recover because
yeah,
Courtney's like in like her mid 40s and had a baby. You usually don't do
yeah.
that.
And they had a
Like Courtney's
complicated
gonna,
pregnancy, like
yes, like she's gonna need the time to get better.
yeah.
Okay, like
And
it's,
no one complained about that. They weren't like,
yeah.
oh God,
No
why are you
one
doing the
batted an
hair?
eye. Yeah, just pisses me off. I'm like,
I
okay,
know.
let Chloe live her life. You know,
Literally.
if she doesn't want to be doing a million side quests like you are, Kim, that's fine.
It's
Thank you,
gonna be
Amy.
okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, should we
Yeah.
move on?
Yeah. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. That's a wrap. Okay. Well, obviously this is like one of the most anticipated ones, but The Bear, season 3.
Yes. It's so good.
Who's not talking about The Bear right now? Like literally.
Really.
It's
The
so good.
critics aren't liking this season.
Am I the critic? I'm just kidding. I am loving this season. I am really liking it, but
It's
the
different.
first 3 episodes were low-key painful.
No, I get that. The first episode for sure I was having a hard time with. Like there
Yeah.
was no words spoken or hardly any. And it
And then
was
the
just
next episode was just yelling. It was like no
yes.
to yelling. And I was like,
Yes.
hey guys, so I get it. We
Like
opened
where's
the
the plot?
restaurant and we have all
Yeah.
the inspirations and all the stress. Get it? That came across beautifully and was so well executed, except for the fact it was an hour and a half of content that could have been 30 minutes of content. That's where the disconnect happened, I think.
Literally, like I feel like they're, since The Bear was so successful for first and second season, they
Yeah,
really tried to be almost very artsy this
yeah,
season, for lack of a better word. And like it paid off at some points, but also, like you were saying, like some of the stuff could have gotten across a lot quicker if they had just done the regular storyline.
yeah.
Like the
Exactly.
montage, like okay, like the first episode was just giving like a never-ending montage of like Carmi's past and present to me.
Yeah.
But it took me almost the whole episode to figure that out. I was kind of confused. Like, you
Oh,
know?
I know. At first, because it's
Yeah.
kind of disorienting, which I guess like is
Yeah.
like the point as well. But
Yeah.
I kind of started picking up on it, and I do like how we got to see like so many things in that montage, like Carmi
Yeah.
going to his brother's funeral, or like more stuff
Yeah.
from like the family episode.
Or like
Like,
when
yeah,
yeah, like when the brother died, like
yeah,
seeing how Nat was reacting versus how Carmi was reacting.
yeah.
Like
Or when
the
Nat took him to the airport to go to,
yeah, like it was disorienting, like you said, to kind of figure out what was going on. But like I feel like at least the way I saw it, it seemed like you were seeing Carmi in real time, like developing their menu and
yeah,
their non-negotiable list or whatever.
yeah,
But you were maybe seeing the moments in his life before that that led to all those things, like
yeah,
where the meals or like he learned these values he has and stuff.
yeah.
But to be honest, Carmi's pissing me off this season. Like
Girl,
he is
sing
making,
it.
yeah,
He is so annoying.
so annoying. Like he's so selfish, okay?
So
Like he
selfish.
is treating Sydney like chopped liver, okay? And it's
Literally.
pissing me off. Yeah.
I'm so upset about it. And
Yeah.
like every time they this whole new menu thing happens where it's like
Oh
the
my
menu
God.
is
Yeah.
different every day. Then
I
they get
hate
in a
that.
fight over it and it's all this stuff. And it's just like every day he just shuts her down, and I'm like,
She's like
stop
an
it.
afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, I want to be signing that little agreement yet either. That's not
Yeah.
there. I'm not done the season. Maybe I'm out of the loop. Maybe she
Okay.
does sign it.
I won't say
But
it.
we won't know until
Yeah.
hopefully tonight because I need my parents to finally watch it. But as of where I'm at right now, she hasn't signed, and I'm like, it's episode 9, and you haven't signed. Like, what's going on? So
Like,
like, yeah,
no, I don't blame her either. Like, she's like a literal afterthought to him this
yeah,
season, it seems. Like, there's one, I don't know if it's happened. It's not a big spoiler at all, but like she and Carmi are talking in the kitchen at one point, and she's running ideas by him for their menu that day. And she's like, oh, what if we did this? And Carmi immediately counters with his idea and just like, it's like
yeah.
final. Like, he's like, no, we're doing blah, blah, blah. And like, not even listening to her. And like, yeah, I'd be thinking about leaving too. Like, it's yeah, it's so annoying. And then what was I gonna say? I do like that this season was more about the characters. Like each character, I think, got an episode
Yeah,
almost.
they each
Like,
have like very personal moments, and like the
yeah,
personal episodes again were just so perfect. Like, they were my favorite thing
yes,
of last season, and I think this season they did them so well. I also loved that AO directed
yes.
Tina's episode.
Oh my God, I love
Tina's
Tina's episode.
episode, I think, is the best episode of the season for this one.
One of the best episodes of the whole show, I
The
think,
whole show.
too.
Yeah.
When I realized that she was going into the bear and then like I always forget the brother's name. Michael. It's Michael,
Yeah,
right?
Mikey.
Yeah, when Mikey like holds up his phone and he's like, "Look at that." And it's like Carmi
'Cause we
in the
saw
first
that in the
episode.
montage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it was so cute because like when you're watching the montage, that just looks like a day where Tina and him are at the bear working, you know, or at the beef working.
Yeah.
But like I really did like that. And as they were talking to each other, I could so see it was gonna be like, oh, Mikey's gonna be like, oh my God, you're hired. Like, come work here, you know? And
Oh.
it's just so interesting to see how different Mikey and Carmi were from one another. Like Mikey seemed like such a nice guy. Yeah. Like
Just
Carmi
so
is
chill and charming
yeah.
and like,
Yeah. Which is just so sad, you know, but like Carmi is just so tightly wound and my dad's always like and like my dad will be watching it and he's like
yeah,
this man needs therapy.
yeah,
Like
chill, chill. But
yeah.
one thing I loved was obviously they brought back Taylor Swift. It'd be remiss if we had an episode where we didn't talk about Taylor Swift, so I had
Oh
to
my
bring
God.
it up.
Wasn't gonna
But
happen. Yeah.
Long Live, I love that Long Live is getting in every single TV show. It's
Yes.
because this works.
It's so
But
good.
so good. Richie and Taylor Swift can do no wrong. Like any
No,
scene
it's a perfect pairing.
where Richie is listening to Long Live, I mean Taylor Swift, like perfect.
Oh my God, it's so good. And like Richie is just such I love his character development. And I texted Kate one day when I was watching it, and I was way off. It's not real. I was like the only one who actually saw it, but I thought there was chemistry between Nat and Richie. And I was like, "Oh, are we gonna have like a dramatic cheating moment?" Yeah,
Oh, there you go, cheating. I was
yeah,
like, she is
yeah,
married, but you know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You knew
exactly.
that.
Yeah, I knew that. I
You
was
knew
like, "This
going
would be
into it.
crazy for the plot."
That is so funny.
And then
Maybe.
Kate was like, "Actually, in fact, that is only in your head."
Well, okay. Is it just me or I don't see Sydcarmy? I do not see Sydney
I
and
have
Carmy
never
getting
seen that.
together. No.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything once again, but the finale makes me very excited for something that's not Sid Carmy. That's
Oh,
all I'm
okay.
gonna say. That's
I
all I'm gonna
hope
say.
Claire. I hope Claire's back.
What?
I hope
Oh,
Claire comes
Claire?
back.
You know,
Well, it's not Claire.
Claire, I love her. Yeah, like
Not Claire.
she,
Based on
yeah,
that
just,
reaction.
yeah,
Now I
justice.
don't know what it is.
For-
No, I love the invisible string moment though of Io. She's like, Io like goes to the restaurant and she's like eating the
Yeah,
heart scallop, but Carmi like had just gotten perfect because it's
yeah,
like trying over again, and then it's her that got the plate, and I was like, wait, that's like the best invisible string moment like ever.
yeah. I feel like they're like platonic soulmates. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
they were
Like,
meant to work together and be in
yeah.
this universe together, and they're like they just balance each other so perfectly, but not romantically.
Right. Yeah, I totally see it that way. And like Sid deserves so much better. Like she is
Yeah,
just
she deserves
being
more than
so
Carmi.
mistreated. Yeah, she deserves a better partner in the kitchen and out of the
Yep,
kitchen.
literally.
Yeah. Also, did you I guess you got to the part where John Cena was a fac, right? That was the funniest thing.
So
I
good. So
I want
good.
a t-shirt that says matter of fact. Because did you notice
Yep.
that's what their company's called? I want that so bad.
So good. The facts are so innocent and perfect, and I love them. And I want them in every single show ever. I don't care what like genre it is.
Yeah.
I don't care anything. I want
I want to spin off of the
I want
facts.
them. Yeah,
A fact
literally. I
episode.
want to know the whole like clan because I think
Yay!
there's 10 of them. And I'm like, I'm so happy John Cena's one of them because
Yeah,
both of
it's just also the contrast of
them.
like John Cena, like the muscle man, and then the rest of them are like, just regular guys. Yeah.
Literally, and, like, I
But
love that they're just trying to do fine dining, like, they're just
yeah,
trying so hard, and they're giving it their best, and they're not doing a bad
when
job.
when
They
the
just want fine
OG fag
dining.
when OG fag walked away with the wine thing, he walked out to serve them. He was
Literally,
like, "Do you remember that?" He like poured the wine and then he was like, "Enjoy," and then he walked away with
and they were like, "Yes, you don't do it like that. You don't do it like
it.
that."
That's actually not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And oh wait, there was something else about the facts. Oh, okay. This is such like an afterthought thing, but there's this really funny detail I noticed throughout the whole show. All the women, or a majority of the women who show up in this season, every time a fac is talking to them, the women go, "Yes, my love." It's just so funny to me.
I love that. I know. I love
Oh
when Nat
my
talks to them. Like she's,
god.
and she's like this to all the men. She's like, "Yeah, my love. Oh, of course,
Yeah,
you, sweetie." And I'm like,
yeah,
oh God, she's like so perfect. And like,
oh,
I
yeah,
love her and Uncle Jimmy too. Like how they talk to each other.
yeah,
Feel like in his eyes can do no wrong. And so she just uses that to like her advantage whenever she
yes.
can. And it's so perfect to see. It's like
I
perfect relationship.
also, oh wait, I won't say that. I don't know if you got into it. I mean, it's a big part, but you finished Nat's episode, right?
Mhm.
I'm so glad she got an episode and it was so good.
It was
I'd
so
say
good.
that
Her
and the
name's
Tina
Jamie.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were so
Jamie Lee,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what were you gonna say about the Nat episode?
Oh yeah, I'm just happy they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis. I
Yes.
think she was so good as Dee Dee again. Like she's just perfect. Like I can't.
She was so good. And I like to see that she was trying to like make an effort and like it
Yeah.
just seemed so personal. Like I felt like it was like real at times and I was like, damn, should we be watching this?
And
Like,
I'm like, hey,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
we're
hey.
still here, guys. The
Yeah.
camera's just still rolling, actually. So no.
As for like Emmy noms, because the show always cleans up. I
uh,
feel like what has potential is the Tina episode,
Yep.
and then AO maybe for a directing thing, because like
Yeah.
also that was the highest ranking show or episode of the
There
season.
you go.
Pretty cool. And then I want Abby Elliott to get her Emmy because that episode of her and just the whole season, but like
She's been
her
so good this season.
yeah, her episode like that was amazing.
Yeah.
But okay, any more thoughts about the bear?
I think that did me in. I'm just ready to see the finale. So
Yeah.
maybe in the
Okay.
comment section, I'll be like, I saw the finale and all my thoughts changed. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, let me know if you figure out what I was talking about where
Yeah.
they they hint that Sid and Carmi are just friends because
Thank
yeah,
goodness.
yeah,
Because I can't
yeah.
be doing all this Sid
It's
Carney.
so good though. Yeah.
I
I'll
can't.
just say it was like really like it was exciting. I'm like, damn, if this is what it is, I'm here for it. So like that's all I'm gonna say. But
Oh my God.
but okay, our next show is My Lady Jane, I believe. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna give the floor to you. I
Okay.
remember you had something you wanted to say.
I am an OG Janie. So I read this book back in 2016, everyone. And I felt like it was just me in this book against the world. I read it, I saw myself in this, even though it's in Tudor England and a fake retelling of history, but I saw myself in this. This was my favorite book for the end of middle school and most of high school. I
Oh.
read this book one summer on my grandparents' couch. And then I had a book club in high school in grade 10 where we would compete in the battle of the books. And this was one of them. All these quotes were in. So yes, I am an award-winning representative of this book.
Shut up.
And we've been having rumblings since the very beginning of when this came out in 2016 that this is gonna be an adaptation. And so, but it's just been silence ever since. And like, you move on with life. It's been like 10 years. Like you move on, you forget things, you're just kind of moving along. Then one day, this girl that you host a podcast with starts posting about this new show, and it's called Your Favorite Book from 8th grade, that you literally are an award-winning competitor for this book's written word. And so needless to say, I have watched the whole series in the last 72 hours. And if you guys know me, I take forever to watch shows. I mean, I'm not even done The Bear. So yeah, it's been a journey to say the least with this book, but the show did not disappoint. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. I shouldn't be the one going viral over this. I think it should be you.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been here since day one.
Yeah, you have.
You
Yeah.
know, I even have the second book, the Jane Eyre one. I haven't read it, but now I'm like, I need to go back because I've seen they have like 5 of these. They got like
Yeah.
Calamity Jane. I was following these heavy on Goodreads, but
You
yeah.
you me cracking up with it's been a long journey. Life, you have to move on.
No, I gave up on this adaptation. I was like, it's never happening. I
Yeah.
10th grade me, trust me, was devastated. Devastated. But sometimes in life we have to deal with the hard things. Little did I know my patience would pay off. Do I have a card in here?
Wait.
This book is a treasure in time. Wait, sorry. This is like so off topic for the podcast, but I think I'm gonna leave it in anyways.
Yeah.
I just opened this book. And guys, remember, I read this in 8th grade. This is like my book. This is
Oh
from my
God.
first ever boyfriend. It's a good luck card for my 8th grade boyfriend about when I'm moving to Florida. Wishing me luck. And then I have the best time down south. We soon broke up. But I did not know that's been. I have debated donating this book so many times that every time I'm like, but it's like one of my favorite books from that time period. Like I have
Yeah,
to
you have
keep
to
it.
keep it.
I would have been donating this without even knowing.
Please put that on the bookshelf behind you. It needs to be in every episode from
Yeah,
now on.
it's
Yeah.
gonna go right here, guys. You're gonna see the little good luck squirrel.
I'm gonna
I
find
am shocked.
it
So you know
again.
what, Allie, we need to hear your thoughts because I've given a lot of thoughts. So
Okay. I had never heard of My Lady Jane. I've heard of like the actual Jane Grey, but I saw people giving little rumblings about it on TikTok, and I saw it was a Prime Video show. So I was like, okay, let's check this out. And Prime Video, they really are feeding us with these book to show adaptations. I think they don't miss like The Summer I Turned Pretty, Daisy Jones and the Six, My Lady Jane, Maxton Hall. There's more, but
There's so many.
um,
They're all great.
I yeah, I didn't think I was going to become the representative of this show as you coined me, but I did post one TikTok for
But
my 10 viewers that that it reminded me of a grown-up Ella Enchanted. And then
yeah,
I went to bed. I woke up and this thing had 20,000 likes. And your comment on that video was also popping off.
well, I'm just getting like little notifications being like people are liking your comment. I never comment things on TikTok unless it's my friends, typically
Yeah.
Allie. And so I'm like, by the way, my thing was, and the book is,
Yeah,
and
that was
y'all
it.
went over my history. We already know how I feel. I got this guy to prove it. But
Yeah.
yeah, and so why that's blowing up, I don't know. But
It's so
the
funny.
TikTok deserved to blow up. The
Oh,
TikTok is
thank you.
thing. The comment,
Thank you.
I was delirious
I
before,
liked your comment.
but
This said so much. I felt the whole
yeah.
story in TikTok or in that emoji. It's making me laugh because people are commenting like, "Oh, where can I watch this? Do you know what streaming service it's on other than Prime? Like, is it closed
Yeah.
captioned? Can I watch this with my parents?" And I'm like, I didn't ask to be representative, but here, I'll answer your questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really funny. But I did really love the show. The minute I turned it on, I didn't know what to expect. I just seen like it was
Yeah.
a cute romance thing. And then
Little did
the
you know.
narrator, yeah, yeah. The narrator instantly reminded me of Ella Enchanted though.
Yeah.
And we all know I'm an Anne Hathaway historian. Okay. Ella Enchanted was my favorite, like one of my favorite shows or movies of like my childhood. So like the fact that this was giving like grown up Ella Enchanted was so awesome to me. So like I finished it like in a day too.
Yeah.
And I did not expect the whole fantasy, like, oh, there's animals or people who can turn into animals like it's Harry Potter. I was like, whoa,
Oh,
wait, which threw me off for a second. It took me a second to get used to, but once
yeah.
like people, okay, on the TikTok, people are commenting like, "You can't be serious. This guy's a horse," and I'm like, okay, have you never heard of a fantasy world? Like, it's not real.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
this
just
is someone's imagination. Like,
yeah. It's a
it's
retelling of history. They had to
yeah,
find a way to bring
yeah,
politics into it. Sorry it wasn't a war. Sorry
yes.
it wasn't
They
this.
tried to do
It's
something fun.
people that turn into
Yeah,
animals. It
yeah.
represents a bigger dichotomy of our bipartisan society we live in. Okay?
Please go reply to the people on the TikTok. But but yeah, so like I feel like there's some people who can't suspend the belief, but then I could suspend the belief, and I feel like most of the world is able to also. And I loved it. The girl who plays my Lady Jane is so good. I feel like I've seen her in something and I can't figure out what I've seen her in. It's
Oh,
driving me crazy.
yeah. She's been in a few things, but her name's like
Okay.
Emma Bader, I believe. But
Okay.
she's great. I didn't know she wasn't British. And
Yeah.
I heard her talking in an interview and I was like, oh, what? But yeah, she is not British.
Like I
But she did
wait,
great.
she's not British?
No, she's American, California, born and raised, actually.
Shut up.
Yeah, she
No.
said in an interview that she copied her accent from Keira Knightley, and I was like, that's why it's perfect. That
No
is why it's
way.
perfect.
I fully thought she was British. That's
Oh,
insane.
I know.
Wow. I love the switch
Oh,
up because it's usually the other way around.
yeah.
But I do love it. It's just like I don't know how to describe how it's like Ella Enchanted other than the narration and like even just
Yeah.
like the bright colors and the
Well,
wackiness of
the
it. Like,
style too of the writing,
yeah,
the banter. I mean, you got the fantastical element of Ella
yeah,
like, being under a curse, and
yeah.
I just
It's
think
a
like yeah,
story.
it
Oh,
fits.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah, exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, like I was gonna say also it's like it's a story like of
Yeah.
Lady Jane Grey, but then they switch it up on you, which also El Enchanted is a story you kind of know, Cinderella,
Yep.
but then they switch it up to where it's almost this whole different thing? And
Exactly.
so I think that's what it was reminding me of. And then I didn't expect for people to like agree with me on that. I thought it was crazy. And then I texted you that and I texted my friends that, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, wait, like if that's a real thing, I have to go watch it. And then
Yeah,
like my friend Paulina was agreeing. And then like when you said you thought that too, I was like, oh my God.
dope.
But yeah, I really do like it. I does her story continue like in the books
No.
or
So basically
no?
the books, each book follows a famous Jane. So like the second
Oh,
one is like Jane Eyre.
oh,
And the third one is like My Calamity Jane. I saw there's like two more. But yeah,
okay.
all different. So technically it ends, which like everyone's saying they want a second season, which they did leave it very open. Like I think we
Like,
have a
yeah,
big opportunity, like Prince Edward, King Edward could do stuff, but he it's also like history. I feel like can only be pushed so far. At the end of the
yeah,
day, we know it goes Bloody Mary, and then it's Queen Elizabeth the First, and then I think it's
yeah,
Games, and then it's like Queen Elizabeth the Second, and like
yeah,
I feel like there's not really much room for us to like now get in and get King Edward back on the throne. Like we're
yeah.
really losing history at that point. Like we're really going to the wayside with that one.
Yeah,
I
we're like,
don't know
forget
if
it.
they're gonna do another season. But also what I would love is maybe they can bring back all these exact same characters and do Jane Eyre.
Yeah, maybe it's a new Jane every time. Yeah, that'd be fun. I feel like it might at least get a season two
I think it
because they
could.
left it on such an open note where she's like, we can't leave, to where
Yeah.
you feel like they got to wrap up this little bow and then maybe it'll
Sure.
end and then they move on to another
Yeah.
Jane. But I don't know. Also, the one who plays Queen Mary is so terrifying. Like,
Sure.
she actually freaked me out.
It chilled me to the bones. Also,
Yes.
Seymour, he's in The Boys,
And
and
Mamma Mia.
he was oh yes, he is a mom.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
But he fit perfectly. I love
He
that.
was so funny. I first I didn't recognize him. I was like, wait, is that Sky? And then it
Oh,
was. And I was like, oh my God, wait, that's so funny. Because I
yeah.
feel like he's the biggest name tied to it.
Yeah.
To
Him
kind of
and
yeah.
the one that plays Frances, she used to be in a lot of stuff when she was younger.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. But yeah, I loved it. It was wacky, it was fun, and it was giving grown-up Ella Enchanted. So I was living for it. And yeah.
Also, the romance literally has every single trope. The guy
Yes.
wanting me to lovers, arranged
Yes.
marriage, love at first sight, technically lust, but you know,
Yeah.
and forbidden love. Like I'm sorry,
Yes.
there's
They
nothing.
gave all of it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
I
had an
also
assignment and they
had an
executed it.
assignment and they paid it. They
Yeah.
also like don't just deal with like romantic relationships, so it's a lot of family relationships.
Yes.
It's like obviously the one sister tries to murder her brother. That never really gets resolved, but why would it get
Oh yeah.
so?
The little sister, like Jane's little sister was cracking me up when she murdered the uncle.
Oh
Like
my
so
god.
when she murdered the uncle so
With the
cold.
pear, and then the mom comes and eats the pear. I was like, "Girl, this is
This
crazy,"
is
but I love it.
so wacky. It was so
Yeah,
funny. And like honestly, as she was like killing the uncle, I was like, oh, she's protecting her big sister. Which is so funny because she's like killing the dude, you know? But I was like, oh.
I think my favorites too were the Dudleys. They
Yeah.
they just were like it started off like their relationship was like very much like one thing. Like
Yeah.
we're just kind of like all trying to do their duties as like British men and like obviously the
Mhm.
one's Ethiopians, they have to hide that and it's like a whole thing. But
Yeah.
it's like at the end, you just see this totally different side to their family relationship, and you realize just how much they really do care for each other. And I feel
Yeah.
like care's always been there, but they've never really spoken about it. So it's kind of hard for them to like really like pin it down.
Yeah.
When the dad says to him, like, "Don't you get it? Like, I would walk through fire for you." I was like,
They're
"That is
so cute.
so cute."
That
Like,
was such a sweet moment.
I was
Also, I wanted Adore You to start playing. Walk through
like,
fire.
oh, like
Yeah.
there were so many songs. Oh my god, I was literally driving the car this morning right after I finished the finale, and But Daddy, I
Yeah.
Love Him comes on,
Oh my
and it's like talking about like burning for someone and like running through the field with your dress. And I
oh
was
my
like,
God.
girl, this song is literally My Lady Jane. I was like,
Please.
this fits so perfectly visually. I have
Yeah.
an edit. I'm gonna try. I've never made an
No,
edit card,
please.
but I'm gonna try.
Please.
I'm gonna try.
Please do it. And I'll give you all the hashtags I used for mine. And we're gonna make you the My Lady Jane
Yeah,
representative. Because honestly, you're more qualified for it.
I'm willing to tell my story. I'm willing to speak on this. But this book
Oh
is an
my,
artifact. It still has the Epic Reads
you should
I don't even know if Epic Reads still exists, but it's
oh my God.
still on
You
there.
should also post like your opening, like we gotta find the sound where it's like like a relic or something, but you find the card and you're like caption it or something.
I
Like
can't
that'd be
believe
funny
that was
too.
in there. Oh,
Yeah.
and he was British.
Shut up. That's so funny. Was he Ethan?
Maybe, maybe he was a squirrel. What
Oh,
did I know?
this has a double meaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really did enjoy it. I hope it gets at least a season 2 to wrap it up, but if they just continue with more Janes, that'd be fun.
Right?
But
We'll
yeah,
see. There's some room
but
to go. If I remember correctly, the book ends on a pretty open note. I feel like
okay.
although they wrapped up more on, if I remember, the story of like King Edward. So I'm
Okay.
like, curious to see because I feel like right now they have a lot to work with for a season 2. Like they've opened a lot of storylines. But in the book, I feel like it was also still open and there was not a second book.
Okay.
So, oh, also, my favorite thing is that the three authors that wrote this book call themselves the Lady Janies, and like that's just too perfect. And the fandom, I think, needs to be called the Lady Janies. So,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For
put it
sure. I
down.
love that.
Yeah,
No, wait, that's so cute. Yeah. Um, I think, yeah, I feel like we've talked about all the shows we watched this week, but I
yeah,
think it's now time to talk about what we want to watch coming up, whether old or new, I guess. Like,
yeah.
what's on your watch list?
Okay, I have three I wrote down. So,
Okay.
number one, Agatha All Along, the follow-up
Oh
to
my God.
On Division is coming
Forgot
out
about that.
September 18th, Disney
No
Plus.
way. Yeah.
Yes. And this cast is stacked. I mean, obviously, Catherine Hahn,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
iconic woman that she is
Yeah.
obviously Agatha. But you have Joe Locke from Heartstopper,
Oh, stop.
Aubrey Plaza,
Oh my God, that's gonna be good. She's so
Patty
good.
Lupone. Like,
Wait, this is a stacked cast. I did
this
not know this.
Disney pulled out all the stops. They said Marvel is dying, but we're here to
Literally.
save it.
Literally.
They are. So I'm excited. Another one I keep seeing people talking about is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That's another
Yeah.
book adaptation. Netflix has the Emma Myers from Wednesday. She's like Wednesday's like
Yeah.
best friend. And then Henry Ashton is actually the leading guy in it. And he was just in My Lady Jane. Just talked about it.
Oh,
He is Guilford's brother. So the
no
other
way. Oh, that guy's so
lovely
funny.
son. He's so
Yeah.
funny. And
Yeah.
he looks very serious in all the clips I've seen for A Good
Okay.
Girl's Guide to Murder. So it's gonna be like funny to see him also as a high schooler and not like a
Yeah.
tutor courtship male. But
Hey, that'll be funny. Yeah.
then the last one is just Emily in Paris, season 4, part 1, August 15th.
Wait, that's coming soon. I didn't even
Oh,
realize. I
I
love.
know, like a month away. I'm
Yeah.
fat and I'm ready.
I was in Paris for Emily in Paris, like last year, and I saw the Emily
Mhm.
in Paris like area where they film. It's all right
Oh,
next to each other, like in this one
that's so
neighborhood.
cute.
They hate that show though, the Parisians. Like
I bet. I
I'll
bet.
send it to you. We can put it in the
Yes.
but there's a picture of me. Like my friend and I walked to this just to see it because it looked fun. And on Emily's apartment building that they film in, they spray painted Emily not welcome across the whole thing. Yeah. And then they keep apparently having Paulina was telling me they keep having to cover it and then they just do it again. Yeah. Like the
So
Parisians hate that show.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, but like it's a fun guilty pleasure for me. I love that show.
it's so
Yeah.
guilty pleasure that I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to watch it every time.
Yeah.
It's too easy to watch. They make it too
Right?
that 90s show. It's
Yes.
a little simple, but
Yeah, but it's
make it
fun.
too easy to watch.
Yeah, I was like that with Fuller House also. Like
Yeah.
it was nowhere near as good as Full House, but
No,
it was fun. And it was fun to
it's
watch.
right there. It's easy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I really okay, I wanted to mention is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder already premiering in like the UK or
Hey,
something?
yes. And that's why
Okay.
everyone's getting frustrated. So it's on
Yeah.
BBC airing, I believe, just on television, which like, okay, it does
Yeah.
make sense. It's airing and then
Yeah.
going streaming. We're all freaking out because we forget that this is actually how life used to be. Like, used to be a show like Downton Abbey, for example, would
Yeah.
premiere on BBC and then come to America. That is
Yeah.
how distribution rights works. We just forget that since we
Unfortunately.
all just goes to streaming now. It doesn't
Yeah.
have a premiere on BBC. So I think we've just forgotten ourselves. But yeah, people are saying they're gonna illegally watch it because they can't wait. And I'm like, girl, it's August
Coming
5th.
out in like August,
One month.
right?
August
Yeah,
1st. It's literally the
yeah,
first day of August. I'm like,
we'll
"Please."
be fine. Yeah, like I keep seeing it on TikTok, and I guess it's in the UK, people are watching it, and I'm like, "Where the hell are you watching it?" Because I went to Netflix. I was like, "Oh, if it's out, I want to see it," because I hadn't read the book yet, but I was looking forward to the show. But yeah,
Yeah.
I guess not.
No.
But that's a good list. That's a good roundup
Thank
of
you.
all
What
the.
about you?
Okay, I have to think. I This is a random one, but I saw it on Netflix and it was really popular a couple years ago and they just came out with a second season. The Worst Roommate Ever. It's like a Netflix true crime doc
Oh,
like
yes.
series and it just goes over these terrifying roommate
Oh
stories, I think.
my gosh. Oh, yeah.
And I had heard about it and I was like, okay, like whatever. And then I watched a preview of the second season, like you know how Netflix has that little thing
Yeah.
that you can click on it. And I was like, wait, this actually sounds entertaining. So like I love a good true crime series, like where you can like just watch multiple episodes. So that is something I'm gonna probably just like turn on and listen to.
Love.
And then what else? Coming up, hmm. I okay. This I'm gonna bunch two together. I keep saying I'm gonna watch Normal People, and I never have because I've heard it's sad.
I've never watched it either. I need
Yeah,
to.
yeah. But I'm in my Paul Mescal era, so
Oh,
I might have to watch it. Yeah, and then also the same thing. I started one day, and then I was seeing friends actively sobbing about that show to where I stopped watching it. But I feel like I should watch
I
it.
have not watched One Day, and I think
Yeah.
it's my mom's villain origin story. And she's trying to talk with me about it, and I just don't know how to say like it just
Yeah.
doesn't pull me in. Like it just doesn't pull me in. But I should try it. I don't have a show right
Yeah.
now, so because I binge watched My Lady Jane, and I have so many regrets about that. I'm
Yeah.
in deep depression now. But it's okay. It's not like I've been waiting 10 years for this or anything.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe I'll try one day. But
And I think this is a long way away, but
yeah.
I'm gonna put the next one as what I'm excited for is Stranger Things 5 because
Yes. There
yeah,
was more about it recently. Like Maya Hawke
yes.
just spoke out about it and said each episode's gonna be like a movie length.
No, I'm so
So,
excited. I love Stranger Things so much. Like
oh,
I am like a mega fan of it, so I'm so ready for the
I love
fifth
that
season.
show. I
Yeah,
need
and
to have like a full rewatch before it comes out, which
I've been doing it
how much
lately.
time?
I'm on season two. Yeah, which season two was never my favorite actually, but I'm rewatching the whole thing just because like I feel like it's such a summer
Yeah.
show to me too.
I feel like
Like,
season
yeah,
3 is so summery. I love that season.
yes.
So good.
Season three is like elite. Yeah. But yeah, so I've been watching it and then I keep seeing so many like screen shots or like paparazzi pics of this season being shot and like little mini spoilers where I'm like clicking away so fast when it comes up on my For You page. But yeah, so that's making me more excited that it's coming back. I don't think I'm going to be okay when it's actually over because I'm terrified about that. But I am looking forward to season 5 coming. So I don't know what year it's coming, but it's on its way, I guess.
It'll be here one day. One
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
okay, I think that was a really fun
I
watch list we
agree.
had though.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it was so funny that we casted a feature show last
Yeah.
episode. Then we're talking about what's actually out. And so maybe in a couple weeks when the Emmys come out on July 17th, we can give
Yes.
our little reaction to what Emmy Awards for these shows got. So
Wait, I'm so down. Yes, we'll do that for
stay
sure. All
tuned.
right. Well, this has been fun. We'll see you in our next episode.
All right. Bye, Girly Pop.